Hello, my name is Daniel Jones, and I would like to welcome you all to another lesson uh, from Magic School 2012 on the web. This is lesson number 1 of term 1 of Technomancy 1 class at Magic School 2012 on the web, located at www.magicschool2012.yolasite.com. Again, that's www.capital M as in mother, AGICK, capital S as in student, CHOOL, the numbers 201 and 2, dot Yola site, YOLASITE.com. Today in Technomancy 1 class, I'm going to be discussing the introduction section to the book The Science of the Craft. The introduction section is called The Science of Miracles. Uh, in that section, there is going to be 7 key points of interest that I read to you that I really hope that everybody pays attention to, because it is going to be involved with the end of this lesson's homework to be turned in promptly next lesson. Don't mind this, it's just pipe tobacco. See? Sparrow. I am old-fashioned, you see, and being a old at heart young sorcerer or magician or magi or whatever you'd like to call me, I like to call myself a Wiccan. I tend to try to migrate towards the old school habits. So I smoke my tobacco through a pipe. Sorry. Anyway, so the introduction to the science of the craft, the science of miracles, says, I am a witch. Now there's a statement guaranteed to raise a few eyebrows, not to mention hackles. Ignoring for a moment how biblical fundamentalists and others who embrace the idea of only one way to salvation might interpret them. Most of modern Western culture is conditioned to file the words witch and witchcraft under the general heading of superstition, squirreled away with other dark and unwanted denizens of the unknown. Extrasensory perception and telepathy, ghosts and spirits, angels and fairies, out-of-body experiences, healing and religion, magic and the supernatural. After all, this is the 21st century, and we no longer believe in these poor relation shadows of our primitive past. Today, we believe in science. In fact, for at least the past 300 years, science has drawn careful boundaries between itself and what, at time, was unknowable, the realms of faith, belief, and the spirit. For 300 years, too, science has continued to advance, nibbling away point by point at the unknown, categorizing, explaining, revealing, demythologizing, as if to prove that the universe could exist, indeed, that it could have come into being without the existence of such intangibles as spirit, soul, or God. No wonder, then, that science is so often seen as the enemy of faith. Ah, but there's a revolution afoot, a revolution that already has fundamentally transformed both science and our understanding of the way the universe works and is destined to change much more. It seems that the science that attacks the underpinnings of religion and the so-called supernatural is the old science, the science of Democritus, Sir Isaac Newton, and James Clerk Maxwell. It is the science of determinism, of causality, of a universe where all things and all actions are orderly and predictable, operating according to clear and clean rules of behavior, a universe, above all, of objective reality. But, in 1990, a discovery by Niels Bohr, Bohr, suggested a new way of looking at how things worked within the unimaginably tiny radius of the atom and gave rise to an entirely new science, quantum physics, or what we will come to know and study as quantum magic. That's M-A-G-I-C-K. Throughout the decades of the 20th century, scientists expanded on Bohr's initial hypothesis, opening a new universe that stood the old on its head. If we take its bizarre and often counterintuitive ideas to their logical conclusions, we discover a science that allows, even demands, a world where, now these are the 7 points of key interest that I told you to pay attention to. Number 1, matter and energy can and do arise seemingly out of nowhere. Number 2, matter arises from mind, not mind from matter, where we literally and continuously create the world around us. Number 3, all consciousness is one. Just as the mystics have been saying all along. Number 4, intent can heal. Belief creates. And imagination is the most powerful force in the universe. Number 5, magic, that's capital M-A-G-I-C-K, magic is real. And the supernatural is quite natural after all. Number 6, all paths, all decisions, all possibilities are realized in a multiverse of parallel universes, and we need only choose among them. I'll read that one again. All paths, all decisions, all possibilities are realized in a multiverse of parallel universes, and we need only choose among them. And last but not least, number 7, the spirit might actually and literally transcend the material body. Death becomes a change rather than an ending. And God, him or herself, can be understood as the universe striving to know itself. I'll repeat that one more time. The spirit might actually and literally transcend the material body. Death becomes a change rather than an ending. And God, him or herself, can be understood as the universe striving to know itself. This book is, at least in small part, the result of a personal odyssey. Now, this is the author speaking. My life's path until now has been something of a patchwork, beginning with a worship of the scientific and the rational, followed by a 10-year detour through fundamentalist Christianity, thence, 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 through disillusionment and into hardcore atheism, and arriving, at last, where I am now, in a serious study of witchcraft. I fear my teachers despaired of me when I first began this study. I was well aware that my senses could deceive, that my will to believe could play tricks on my mind, that what I seemed to be experiencing, my subjective reality, might well be quite different from things as they really were. A true disciple of the religion of science, I kept asking. Or, excuse me, let me phrase that again. A true disciple of the religion of science? I kept asking. Yes, but what is the objective reality of all things? It took a long time to get past the wall my demand for objective reality erected, but eventually I learned how to surrender my quest for reality and simply enjoy the experience for itself. And slowly, I began to realize that reality was quite different and a whole lot weirder than I'd ever imagined possible. The craft, as expressed through the modern religion known as Wicca, is both very old and very new. What we are pleased to call magic is a means, first and foremost, of knowing ourselves, of learning to control our own thoughts and minds, of getting in touch with ourselves. Only after this first critical step do we begin to learn how to initiate change in the world around us, a discipline called magic. It is, at heart, an essentially scientific discipline, with its own laws and rules, its own theories, proofs, and hypotheses. Even so, until now it has been relegated both by conventional science and by its own practitioners to the world of the supernatural, the unknown, and the occult. Quantum physics offers a means, not of explaining the magic of the craft as such, but of addressing two important concepts that, until now, were beyond the scientific pale. First, quantum physics research has validated certain phenomena long ridiculed or ignored by classical science, suggesting that they do in fact exist. Second, it offers a worldview that allows for such seeming impossibilities as magic, spellwork, life after death, mind over matter, and miraculous healings of all stripes. This book is not intended to explain magic, nor is it meant to detract from the sense of awe and wonder permeating this most incredible magical universe of which we are a part. The science described in these pages is real, and the research is ongoing, and for the most part, validated, if still, in most cases, controversial. The conclusions linking quantum physics to the world of magic and the miraculous have not been scientifically validated, but, at the very least, they offer some interesting possibilities. The various spell workings and experiments described in these pages should not be followed cookbook style, Experiment for yourself and see what works for you. We live in a world of magic where virtually inexhaustible energy can be tapped by intent, where imagination conjures alternate worlds and realities, where healing is manifested by visualization, where the impossible itself yields to an act of will. It is, above all, a world of possibilities, a fact demonstrated by the science of quantum physics or quantum magic. Witches, magicians, shamans, and healers all tap these possibilities, successfully or not, depending in large part on the measures of their belief. The ideas presented in this book are intended to validate that belief, allowing practitioners of the craft and others to strengthen their foothold in the other world, and to manifest the miraculous in their lives. As I will, so mote it be. Okay, so that was the introduction. Called "The Science of Miracles" to the Science of the Craft. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, I want to go ahead and go over the Science of Miracles worksheet, the typed up version of it, which goes over the questions 1 through 7, is located to the right of this video on the Elementary Magical Classes page at Magical School 2012's website. Basically, it goes over what I read through those 7 key points of interest that I told you to pay attention to. And that Science of Miracles worksheet is to be completed and handed back to me via email form, which is found below the Science of Miracles worksheet typed up version, to the right of this video on the same page that I just suggested. Basically, it's pretty direct. It goes over questions 1 through 7. Questions 1 and 2 are multiple choice, meaning you need to give multiple choices of answers, not it's multiple choice in the sense that there are multiple answers and you choose one from each of them. No. Question 1, for example, is blank and blank can and do arise seemingly out of nowhere. Now, I've listed 4 words on the email submission form, the answers to Science of Miracles worksheet, or W.S. 4 words for number 1. You need to choose the 2 that go in the blanks for blank and blank can and do arise seemingly out of nowhere. For question number 1, you need to choose the 2 words that are the answers that fill in the blanks to question number 1. And question number 2 is the same way. Question number 3 is fill in the blanks, but it's a little different because you have to rewrite the sentence to fill in the blanks. For example, all blank is 1, just as the blank have been saying all along. You need to take that, bring it down into the blank space. You need to retype it, but you need to put into the 2 blanks that are in number 3 sentence there, all blank is 1, just as the blank have been saying all along, the correct words. What words go in the blanks? Take it, retype it with the words in the blanks so it says all yada yada is 1, just as the yada yada have been saying all along. Number 4 is the same way. Number 5, again, is choose the correct word, or words, for the blank space or spaces below in order. Number 5 reads, magic is real, and the blank is quite natural after all. And it says fill in the blank, or blanks. I give you 3 words there to choose from. You need to choose the correct word and put it in the blank there. Basically just check mark the correct word that goes into the blank. Number 6 is the same way. Number 7, you need to rewrite the entire sentence with the correct words filling in the empty spaces. Number 7 is the blank might actually and literally blank the material body. Death becomes a blank rather than an blank, and blank, him or herself, can be understood as the blank trying to know itself. Take that, bring it down, retype it in the empty space with the correct words that go in the correct blank spaces in the sentence. And then submit it. All you have to do is hit the submit button. Once you do that, your homework is turned in. I will make sure I go over it and grade it, and it needs to be done before the beginning of next lesson. Remember, all homework pages require a name, a date, and a email address. That way I can look at the date and know that you did do it before the airing of the next video lecture, so I know that you do not fail that particular worksheet. Anyway, so that is the Science of Miracles worksheet that is due for next lesson. You also need to read Chapter 1 of the Science of the Craft, which is called Mystical Currents. That is the name of Chapter 1. Please, everybody, if you can, get the course-required material for these lessons as soon as possible. I have offered links on the classes listed or classes offered page on Magic School 2012's website. This book is called The Science of the Craft, Modern Realities in the Ancient Art of Witchcraft. It is a book written by William H. Keith. You can go through the www.amazon.com links list on the bottom right side of the classes listed or offered page there on the Magic School 2012 website, and find this book there in those links. It is able to be purchased used just like the other ones on Amazon.com for a reasonable price. Anyway, I'm thinking about offering another video that will be reading Chapter 1 below this one on the Elementary Magical Classes page, but I'm not sure about that yet. If I do, it will be posted obviously before next lesson. That way, at least if you do not purchase this book, you will be able to maybe complete next lesson's work and then get the book by then. Alright, so thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's attention, and make sure you get your homework done and submitted before the airing of next lesson's video. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Daniel Jones. I am lead educator and head of site and temporary educator for Technomancy 1 class at Magic School 2012, which is located on the web at www.capital M as in mother, A-G-I-C-K, no spaces or underscores, capital S as in student, C-H-O-O-L, the numbers 2, 0, 1, and 2, dot Yola site, YOLASITE.com. I can be emailed directly for the school at capital M as in mother, A-G-I-C-K underscore, capital S as in student, C-H-O-O-L, the numbers 2, 0, 1, and 2, the at symbol, the word Yahoo, YAHOO.com. That's magic_school2012 at yahoo.com. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you all again here soon on Magic School 2012's website. All right, talk to you later.